tidying myself up before I head to this gym. Peace, everybody. We're going to get it going with who we got right now because, uh, as always, I don't have a whole lot of time. So we're going to get it in. I think this, I just want to tell you something about something going on with me. And why I titled this, Your Pain is Not Local. One of the things that made me one of the better physical fitness experts, from nutrition all the way up to biomechanics, is that I always studied how to rehab injured muscles. And see, the thing is, if you know how to handle something that's been injured, then what you have to do is you have to learn the inner workings of that muscle to a greater degree to be able to deal with it when it's injured and stay within the parameters of not re-injuring it or worsening the injury in rehabbing it back. What's up, Bert? You know what I'm saying? So when a muscle's injured, or when the muscle is in the process of recovering from an injury, you do rehabilitative exercises. Well, I learned that stuff, because it started helping me with the quality of service I could deliver to everyday people. Because a lot of people came in and had imbalances and little nagging injuries, and they didn't necessarily want to go and have surgery. And, well, how can we work around it? All right. So it taught me a few things that enhanced my services. It taught me how to train myself, because I have a lot of muscles that I've torn. I've only had one surgery. I had this in high school on a torn muscle, but I've torn one, two, at least three more in my adult life that I have not ever had surgically repaired. I just got the worst I got was a cortisol shot in this shoulder. I don't know, maybe about 8 years ago. I used to train a orthopedic doctor, and he had me come in and he gave me a shot in my shoulder. So what I've had to do is learn how to train around my injuries. And in learning how to train around your injuries, you become more acquainted with the biomechanics of your musculoskeletal system. How do things move? Which muscles are supposed to move which joints? And which muscles are going to get involved, even though they don't seem to be as prime movers? Which muscles have a supporting role in these certain movements, so that you may think that this one's not affecting that, but it is. Okay, I say all that to say this. I occasionally throw my back out. I first injured my back in high school doing deadlifts. Okay, now as I look back, I guess 30 years ago almost, I understand now that I was getting set up for this time. Although the way I hurt my back doing deadlifts, and we had dumbass high school coaches that know shit about biomechanics, and a lot of us got fucked up, just off of idiots. Poor technique with heavy weight is a recipe to get you fucked up. So that was my first time hurting it. So periodically I tweak it. Okay. So one thing I learned through my rehab knowledge is to take your hands and probe. Okay. Probe, lightly probe around. I learned that from this orthopedic doctor used to be back home who did the surgery on my pec. He had these real strong hands, and when you would tell him what the problem was, he would he would probe around the area, and it would hurt like hell. You'd be like, motherfucker, this is where the injury's at. You trying to make it worse? But what he was doing was, this is the real way that orthopedic doctors are supposed to work. They feel with their hands. They can feel a ligament being torn. They can feel a rupture. They can feel a tendon that has popped, because they know how things are supposed to be connected. Okay? Listen to the metaphysics. I mean, come on. It's all in it. Okay? So I learned to probe people when they would tell me they had injuries, and probe myself. All right. So I know I've got a knot that always comes up in my fascia, and you can look up fascia, Fascia, and you can figure that out what that is for yourself. And there's all types of implications metaphysically in the fascia. But either way, I get these knots, these bundled up knots in my fascia, okay? And I'll take my thumb and I'll work my way up my erector. Now, your erectors, metaphysically, are the two pillars of Kabbalah. Joachim and Boaz. They are the two muscles that come up out of your glutes, okay? Your glutes, as in your ass, okay? Basically, your butt muscles are your glutes, okay? These erectors come up out of there. Now, the erector's job is to work with the abs, which is to form something called the core. And the core holds your spine in place. So we can see you got even reference to the calipa. You got reference to the front side of the tree. All of it is in your anatomy, okay? Because now we got the center pillar. We got the two. Oh, damn. I'm trying to water the lilies. We got the center pillar, and we got the two supporting pillars. That's the cross on Calvary and the two crosses on that flank it. All right? So in Kabbalah, one side is called the pillar of severity, and the other one's called the pillar of mercy. Now, that everybody's got different ways they look at the tree and apply it to their anatomy and so forth. But my way of looking at it is, the tree anatomically is you looking out. Or look at it this way: put your back up against the tree of life and look out, and then apply those pillars. So that means, although you look at the tree of life and the left is on the left, imagine it reversed, where your back against it, where what appears to be on the left is really your right side of your body, which is your right erector. Okay, that's the pillar of severity. That's the pillar that Bina sits on top. The pillar on the other side would be the pillar of mercy. That's the pillar that Hokmah sits on top. Okay, on top of. Now, so I get to probing. Of course, the problem is still on the right side of my back, my erector. My erector, I just said, runs down into my ass, or more technically your gluteus maximus. And I'm probing down my erector, and I knew, cause see, I'm sitting when I work, and I'm like, man, sometimes my right side of my right glute is sore. So I probe down, and guess what I find? A damn knot that felt like a walnut in my fucking ass. In my glute, on my glute muscle. Let me clarify, because motherfuckers are in my glute muscle. That's what I mean by ass. Okay? So now, okay, I'm thinking, okay, I got this foam roller. I sit down on the roller, and I've been working and rolling it out. I also been drinking more water, because that is a prime contributor to getting knots in your fascia, or the fascia getting bound up. Okay? So I'm rolling. It starts to get a little better. Normally, this shit had me down for a few days sometimes. Thankfully, I can walk better today, and I can actually get out and move, and I'm actually about to head in the gym. But what I discovered was that my pain was not local, which I already knew this. I learned this that's what made me go and look for a knot in my glute. because I know that pain, 9 times out of 10, where you feel it is not where it's coming from. Anybody feel me on this? So, although my back had shut down, the pain was coming from my glute. So now I'm starting to think Kabbalistically. And I said, okay, this is lining up with my right erector, okay? So severity, so that means, I mean, just think of all this shit put together. Ain't everybody very aggressive right now? You see what I'm saying? I'm aggressive. That's why my fucking back hurt. I'm aggressive. And, you know, the layman's guide to Kabbalah, which is I'm gonna go into this Friday at our first class, okay, here in Dallas or Irving, Texas. Man, Kabbalah, what's happening? Kabbalah, when you swing too far to one side, it has safeguards in place to pull you back towards the middle. That's all I be trying to say with all. Man, some people got their feathers really ruffled when I said, who's the problem? The Matrix or us? I'm like, motherfucker, I'm telling you that you are this divine thing that you say. If I say that something outside of me is a problem, then that means it runs me. If I'm going to claim my supremacy, I have to treat this as a school. Kabbalah is a form of it. It is just a representation of a school, man. You motherfuckers are so emotional. I ain't trying to come to you. Like, motherfucker, I ain't trying to recruit you for shit. I'm telling you, I'm giving you game. You know? So this is how you apply the shit. I had some shit come up in me and I put Kabbalah to work. It's like, hold on, Jamal. It gave me a chance to analyze myself. Hold on, man. You, man, my engine can run hot, quick. My engine, thank you, Nation Queen. I'm glad you on. My engine can run quick, hot, quick. Okay? That's the pillar of severity. So when you ain't able to get the message that you need to, you have internal mechanisms to pull you back. It's all about coming back to the middle. Come on now, with that real shit. That's I am life 360. That's the problem. Nobody wants to be their own goddamn scientist, man. Quit repeating what you hear somebody say and get into this. You know what the best thing happened to me when I stopped being intimidated, especially with this Kabbalah shit. I know I be on that shit lately, but you don't understand how intimidated I hear motherfuckers with, well, I've studied the Hebrew and it's supposed to be pronounced, it's not Chokmah, it's Hokmah. And I was like, man, this shit is, man, fuck all that. This shit is a blank canvas that you take a paintbrush and paint your reality. That's motherfucking Kabbalah. All right? So, it's how can I apply this shit? So this was an indicator, which I know I'm right and exact because I know how the fuck I done been. I done been a maniac. Because I'm being changed. I'm going through an initiation. I'm being changed and converted into something far greater. Far greater. So by the end of the day, that's right. Better question everything. By the end of the day, when I wasn't so angry and I was letting my nerves calm, guess what? Now I took some Motrin, some anti-inflammatory. But I know that if I'm inflamed, now think about all this shit. If I'm inflamed, that means stress hormones are moving. Stress hormones and inflammation are like kissing cousins. Cortisol, adrenaline, histamines, these are all stress factors, okay? So what goes along with them is inflammation. Inflammation breeds toxicity. Inflammation stagnates blood flow, is encouraged by dehydration, okay? So you do the opposite to break the stagnation, to move things. You know, sometimes nigga just gotta relax. Just gotta relax. Cause I was prepared for this back to be out for 3 days, and I made myself, with my back hurting, go to the gym and do me some cardio. Back hurting. But what happened was I moved blood. See, your glutes, your lower back, your hips are called transient systems. Whether you're talking about muscular or skeletal, they are transient systems. When Jacob is injured in the hollow of his thigh, it is because the thigh with the hip bone represents transition from the lower power. Your strength comes out your legs. You want to get stronger in the upper body, start doing some damn squats and quit bench pressing every day. Your strength comes out your legs, but you have a transfer. Just like you got a transfer in your transmission in your car, you have the transferring of energy comes through your hips, your pelvic bone, lower spine, and then it transfers up the trunk to your extremities. So there was an injury in the transient part of me, which means I'm serving as some form of stagnation for myself. Yeah, Mr. So-called YouTube whatever. Yeah. Yep. Me too. This is the new Me Too movement. You know. So yeah, so I feel so happy. One, that I was able just to step outside of the moment and observe myself, you know, and then how I was able to get results from it. Now I know I can't be no damn fool, can't go in here and I ain't doing nothing but going to do some cardiovascular work, which is what? Moving blood, which is moving this mind state that I'm in, which is moving my energy, my chi, my prana, moving this shit. You know, but the point I want to hit home is that your pain is not local. Your pain is not local. It's expressed in a certain way, and it might be expressed towards certain people, but the pain is not coming from there. The pain is getting released right there, but the pain is coming from somewhere else. We're not studying this stuff just to be intellectual masturbators, stunners, and gun runners. We are kicking this because we want to be the true representation of I, self, law, and master. Peace to the God, C. Freeman L. I, self, law, and master. So, this Friday, 6:30 p.m. will be at 3027 North Beltline Road, Irving, Texas. Brother Williams says, same shit happened to me last Saturday, the lower back. That's right, brother. That's right. Glad you had the mind, the wherewithal to step outside. But we're going to be at Asterisks Holistic and Spiritual Store, 3027 North Beltline Road, Irving, Texas, Friday. Hold that. Okay, I'm coming. 6:30 p.m. this Friday, August 10th. If you are an adept member of Masters of the Cosmos, it's $10 at the door. $10 per class. If you're not a member, it's $20 per class, and it's going to be 3 consecutive Fridays, you know, and we're just going to hash it out. And the title, y'all, is Common Sense Metaphysics. You know, I was trying to think of what's going to be, and I was like, oh, yeah. What's the simplest thing that really expresses what I wanna dig into? Common sense. What I do all the time. Except this is where I can expound on it. And we can be in an area and feel the vibration of the energy that we will create being in one space together. You know, um, that's really the main value of these type of get-togethers is that it's just the information given, yes, but it's also just the energy that gets created. Sometimes that energy can be extra little nudge that somebody need, or a seed of rejuvenation, you know. Uh, so yeah, that's what we're gonna do. You can email me at info@mastersofthecosmos.com if you got questions. Info@mastersofthecosmos.com. Somebody asked about paying online. I don't have it set up to pay online. You know, you can just, I can send you a PayPal request, but really you can just, what we need is we need to know if you're coming for sure, and you can pay at the door. I know that goes against all good sense, but what we need to know is who's coming, so we can have enough chairs in place. So you email me at the same address if you plan to attend Friday, 6:30 p.m., August 10th. My email, info@mastersofthecosmos.com. Remember, your pain is not local. Look elsewhere, but look within. It's Brother Jamal, mastersofthecosmos.com, reminding you to stay down till you get up. When you get up, stay down. Okay, hold on. Is there a way to be in class without being in class? Yeah, I'm gonna videotape it, so it'll be available soon after we get done. Can you speak on what is happening when you pay attention to where the pain feels to be coming from, and then it moves from that location to another? Well, that's the point. You don't pay attention to where it seems to be coming from. You got to learn the paths of motion. So you know your body's got these, you know about meridians, but that's on a micro level. But on a macro level, your muscles are like an instrument. You know how the strings of a harp all line up one way, and you're gonna strum them. Well, the reason that it's like that, because that's the same way the muscle fibers in your body operate. So you follow how the fire, and a lot of you can just put your fingers on and feel the grain. You know, it's like a piece of meat. You know, you can feel, or when you're cutting grass, you can see which way the grass is going. You know, they call it the grain. Okay, so follow that, and usually you go up and down that, and somewhere along that line, you're gonna find where the pain is really coming from. Uh, One more question: are you familiar with tiger breathing? I've heard of it, but I'm not the authority on breathing, other than inhale, exhale, so my black ass don't die. You know, the authorities on that is Blackwater, the Meta Magician, who and Dr. Alim. You know, they're basically the same first world order family. So so that's who you want to consult on breathing. Uh, Come do a class, man. I got some partners in Houston. Uh, y'all email me. Shit, who knows? Email me. But all right, I gotta go. I have run my mouth too long, but I got to give y'all that outro one more time. And we about to have these. I'm a coffee drinker, so I'm about to have these coffee mugs coming out with the outro on it. Uh, you know how we do. Stay down till you get up, and when you get up, stay down. Peace.